I mean, so far, it's not even 6 a.m. yet, and here in Bakersfield, we're already looking at 78 degrees. This is just a foreshadow of the high temperatures we're expecting to see. Details coming up. It's a nice day, especially considering we had some stormy weather ahead of us earlier this week. Things are actually pretty nice and clear, minus some of the fog that we're expecting to see today as well. First, we have a high of 59 degrees today here in Bakersfield, and a little bit of some breezy conditions as well. No rain, though, as I mentioned earlier, so that is something to look forward to. Not only that, but we do have a dense fog advisory. Now, this affects Bakersfield. This lasts until 11 a.m., so if you do plan on driving, especially in these areas that you see in this grayish color, leave extra early and drive extra careful, especially during this time. Here are a few tips as well if you do plan on driving in the fog. First is to turn on your headlights. Again, if there's a lot of fog, you want to make sure that the other drivers can see you. Never use your high beams though, and leave plenty of distance between you and the driver ahead of you. Also, make sure to take it slow and only pass other drivers if it is absolutely necessary. Now, one of the biggest things we're tracking right now near Weldon is the Fay fire. Now, with this current conditions, we're looking at 72 degrees. This is much cooler than we have been seeing lately over the past few days, especially with the heat wave, but that's mostly towards the valley. Winds are fairly mild at this time, around 6 miles per hour. Humidity is higher than we have been seeing, around 37%, and all these conditions are favorable for firefighters that are currently combating that fire this morning, especially compared to the efforts they've been making last night. Hopefully, this is a push in the right direction to help them really bring in that containment. But otherwise, looking especially around the mountains, things are really beautiful this morning. The sun is up and shining. We're looking around the 50s, closer to the 60s towards Fraser Park, but we're seeing up to those 70s around Lake Isabella and here in Bakersfield as well. Now, notice how there's no triple digits on this screen. We are likely to break the heat wave this is the second heat wave of the summer. We're likely to break it today with a high of 97 degrees here in Bakersfield. We're looking about the same in Lake Isabella and Mojave, just a degree cooler, but we're looking 10 degrees cooler than that in Tehachapi at a high of 86 degrees. Tonight's lows, for the most part, we're staying within the 60s with a few exceptions, especially towards the desert areas. That's where we're seeing more of those 70s. Air quality is unhealthy for sensitive groups, especially towards the fire. That is something to be mindful of. Now, as for winds, we do see patches of gusts along these desert areas and some of the mountains. That picks up into the afternoon before gradually dying down. And this is what we're expecting to see around this time tomorrow, just widespread breezy conditions. This is fairly typical. The wind that was picking up, that's fairly typical for the desert areas. We're looking around 30 miles per hour. But now let's see a breakdown of the next 7 days, starting off here in the valley. Again, today we have a high of 97 degrees and a low of 69 here in Bakersfield. And starting off the morning within those upper 70s, pick it up into the 80s around lunchtime before hitting our high of 97 degrees into the afternoon. And we're expecting to stay within the 90s really throughout the rest of this week and likely as we head into early next week. Now, as for the mountains, you do see that 10% come Friday. We do see some possibilities of a few scattered thunderstorms or scattered showers, and that's between Thursday and Saturday. We're going to continue to monitor that, but otherwise staying relatively cool within the 80s and 90s for the mountains. The desert still in the lower triple digits. But now let's get a look at the roads. Taking a final look at our forecast as we wrap things up for our 5 p.m. show. Starting off tomorrow in the valley, we have a high of 88 degrees and a low of 69. And we're expecting to see pretty similar temperatures as we head into Sunday. Early next week, temperatures are going to pick up, but we do see those precipitation chances also popping up. And again, that's here in the valley. Things are going to continue to be warm into early next week as well. In the mountains, we're looking within the 80s in the Kern River Valley, 70s towards Fraser Park, and back in the 80s in the desert. But thank you for tuning in to 23 ABC. We will be back at 6 p.m.